Hi guys, so today let's talk about rude customers. We have a lot of them going around. Now, a couple of things I want to tell you about rude customers. Number one, it's possible that the person is just one huge lump of insecurity walking around, or the person is just an idiot, plain douchebag. They're just rude. Or the person is not used to a luxury lifestyle, and so they feel like every moment they get the chance, they have to dominate and, I guess, undermine other people who is offering them service. These are customers that are hardly ever satisfied, people who, always complain about something. You ever got those kind of customers that come into your car and it's like, I don't know, they just look for something to complain about. Like, why is there dust on your dashboard? Or, hey, oh guy, the outside of your car is not so nice, oh, you better clean it, oh. Or, you need to paint this your car, oh. I'm just, I'm just postulating at this moment. I'm not even sure the kinds of things they say. But people who just find a reason to tell you that you're not good enough, to tell you that your service was shit, right? For instance, a person comes into the car. Let's say your vehicle is having this issue with the power steering pump. Now, if you know the issue about the power steering pump, the vehicle tends to make an extra sound, especially when you move the steering to the left or to the right. Or even when it's idle and the sound is a little bit higher than normal. Now, a customer comes in and is like, what's that sound? And then you're like, oh, sorry about that. It's just the power steering pump. It's gone bad a little bit. And they're like, fix it now. You see, there's nothing I hate more than to hear a person advise me on what needs to be done in the car. It's it's pretty much that kind of situation where a person tells you wash the plate or do the dishes when you're already doing it. They don't get it that no, honey, nobody likes to drive around in a wasky, stupid junk of a car, right? No, least of all, a person who is into a ride-sharing industry, right? Maybe a street taxi dude doesn't care. Maybe it's not even his car, okay? But in that industry, I think even you want to have like a good look. And most of the time, their response is like, "Yeah, fix it now. Fix it." It's like, what the fuck you think I'm doing? Why the hell you think I'm out at work? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? This is not a situation of, no, I entered your vehicle like last month, it was like this. Now I'm entering again, it's still like this. At some point, you were supposed to fix this, right? So there is sometimes, you need to understand, this is one of the hazards that come with the job. There are times when your vehicle will not be 100%. Sometimes it's a jumpy tire. Sometimes maybe one of your windows is not rolling up properly, it's not coming down properly, or the button is a bit is acting up. One thing or the other, right? For one reason or the other, somebody has a reason to say something that would make you feel even more horrible, right? It would even be nicer if the person is like, oh yeah, that I think that's the power steering pump. It gets harder over time. Idea, just try as much as you can anyway. When you find the time, fix it. It makes life a lot better. You see, that's a different kind of conversation, and it will hopefully affect the way the person, the recipient of it, receives it, or the driver receives it, right? But this is my own view on how to deal with these people, because some people just want problem, very unnecessarily too. Try and be quiet. Actually, shut up. I think there's more mystery to a person who is quiet to an obvious inquiry than a person who has or who thinks they have a more appropriate answer. Understand that the person who is asking or who is making an issue out of this is not looking for an appropriate answer. They're just trying to get you to say something so that they further say rubbish. Granted, if the first time the person asks, I think it's ideal to answer until you then understand, oh, this conversation is actually just meant to berate me, not really to help me do anything. You're just here barking just because you want to make sure you make me feel small at the end of the day. I'm not going to give you that power, so I'm going to cut off this conversation at the earliest stage. Simple as that. In fact, I've had a situation where it's like a person was complaining just a few seconds after boarding, and then I had to be like, if you're uncomfortable with the ride, yeah, I can just drop you off right where I picked you from, no extra cost, like no problem. Like I literally stopped to say this as per, honey, I'd rather I drop you off than you bicker the entire way to your destination. I don't want that. I don't need that grief. Right? I think that's a better way to deal with this issue than fighting back. The person who is saying it is like, if you're a religious person, the devil has sent agents, and it's like, ruin his day or her day. Just make sure you ruin this person's day today. And you just get it from customers who have head touch. I think I've ever spoken about one customer. He seemed like a military personnel, just kept hounding me about the route I had taken. Unfortunately, the one I thought I was going to take was blocked off. Hounding and oh my God. It was the worst in that day. I just kept quiet. It's like, what kind of a man? At one point, I know this may come off as misogynistic, but at some point I felt like, I think you've done worse than a woman. You know, I expect a woman to be the one complaining this much, but by God, Jesus. Hounding and why don't we just find the right route and let that be that? But what the hell do you gain from all this? Like I said, some people, their insecurities, they tend to project it out on the wrong people who have no reason to feel the wrath of said insecurity. Some other ones, they're just douchebags. That's just their personality. They're unbearable like that. Some other ones, it's the first time they enter. Please, I hope this car has AC. I don't even want any nonsense. We can see how the car is even looking. I hope he has AC. You know, somebody who wants to undermine you. What you get? That person has an insecurity. I think instead of trying to respond to them, feel bad for them, because it's clear that, honey, if you have your car and everything is all right, why not just use your car, use your friend's car? You know, why come and start talking about just how horrible another person's vehicle is? Okay? So there are horrible customers like that. And there are those even who would gaslight you just so that they don't get to pay the fare as they're supposed to. For instance, going from point A to point B was, say, some 4 or 5, for instance. And then on the way, it'll start being like, honey, if a car just were to just overtake you with a honk, they're like, okay, take it easy now, take it easy. And you're like, I'm on my lane. What do you mean, take it easy? I didn't hit anybody. He was just being, I don't know, fast or something. I wasn't even in his front. He was just honking to say, yeah, I'm coming with a full speed or something, right? And yet you're hounding me. Do you understand? Those sort of customers. I don't know if you've noticed, but most of the times when we drive around with elderlies, people who look like, really grown men or women, we tend to feel okay, I don't want to say we, I personally tend to feel a sense of like I'm carrying my dad, yeah, in the back seat, and now I have to be like extra careful because any little mess up and then or hiccup, I get it from him. Do you understand? But then I try to remind myself, oh, yeah, no, no, no. This is your car. You're in control. You own this. The person doesn't like it. No problem. It's good that the quarreling and the bickering started earlier on in the trip. So the best response, if at all you want to give them one, honey, I can return you back to where I picked you up from. You can book another ride, no issues. Do you understand? I don't want to have to do this, okay? You can't come into my own world and disrespect me like that. That's, that's wrong, okay? But if you don't want to do all that, just be quiet. Just be quiet, take them to where they need to go, drop them off. They honestly feel a little bit intimidated by your silence than when you have something to say back. Okay? So going forward, remember this, and by all means, if you have another kind of fix or how to handle and tackle these sort of people, share. Thank you.